pretty much their pick of the litter of the things that they are comfortable on, while we have this Nocturne Orianna combo. And it's been played once, at least the Nocturne has for Junja this split. Obviously, career is very long, has some games on it as well. Head of Tarzan, and we're going to take a look back in the picture-in-picture and why Xiaoxu flashed.
Yeah, I mean, Flandre, oh, here we go.
Connection on a Hope. Hope's just going to flash into the magical journey, but they might be followed up on Vampire. Gets the kill. First blood for JDG.
You'd imagine that they are aware of Tarzan starting this up here, or that this is a very likely possibility. So we'd like to see some kind of a counterplay from Junja if he can either start up the Drake or maybe force some disadvantageous recalls from the bot side here. He's more than likely going to start this one up, and I don't think AL is going to try to stop it.
Tempo kicker for AL. Meanwhile, the Paranoia combo, we didn't see it go successfully the first time, but he still has that go button.
Other team from doing it. I do think if anyone is going to be able to get it, it should be AL, but I would not be surprised to see the stalemate continue.
Even on Vision, they are going to just start it up, and JDG, we're moving away from this, but because the redeploy came out from Vampire, they are streaming down here as a team. They even have Gala coming up from the bottom. He's going to be on a weird angle here, though. They go with the Tempered Fate. Hope he's going to try to layer down some damage on the other side. Paranoia is going to be popped. There's the Shockwave combo. Maybe coming off, but it's not going to be available yet. He didn't have the Shockwave. They still get the damage on a Hope. There's the bullet time, and he is just free-firing. We talked about the level of execution needed from both sides, and so far JDG are executing AL.
For that look, we see Kyle just deciding to burn the Tempered Fate onto Honkyu, who has the flash and also has extreme amounts of cooldown reduction on that flash, might I add. Just enough reach to get him there. And it looked like everyone finally popped their elixirs. I don't know if you've been noticing this, but with that triple tonic rune, it seems that everyone has just been saving their elixirs for as long as possible.
You can try to get picks here before big objectives, and we still don't have anything on the map for a little while. About a minute and a half for that Baron, about 2.5 for that next Dragon, but that is a fight that AL are going to want to prep for.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of discipline as the Orianna this game. Going straight for Kyle, he's just going to get... Oh no! More looks on their terms, because it seems like so far this has been nothing but JDG's game.
Second items have been hit across the board for JDG in their primary pieces, at least Junja, Honkyu, and Gala ahead of this fight. We are still lagging a little bit behind for the members of AL. We'll say Hope forgone his boots and went ahead and got half another item. But Flandre has already started with the rest of AL. They're going to use this Rift Herald as a bit of distraction. Carnifex here. Maybe they want to just take the Dragon outright, but here comes the Paranoia combo. They do get a decent amount of damage. I don't know if the hit from the Shockwave mattered in the end. And Hope gets blasted by Gala in the back, and that's going to be a couple more kills going to JDG. A 6-0 lead so far, and I don't think they're going to take down Xiaoxu anytime soon.
Yeah, we saw Flandre starting up the Drake, and I liked it a lot, just having the Rek'Sai there to apply the pressure. But one thing that I would have preferred to see was the Rek'Sai having that Unleashed TP shield as well. That could completely be able to threaten this at all times. I mean, the Misfortune actually does the Baron very quickly if you're willing to spend the bullet time on it. But otherwise, it does take quite a while. You're going to need a lot of setup here. I think everybody is just aware how important this bot lane is.
Starfall. Going in on Honkyu, they're going to exhaust, but they ended up finding Hope in the transition. It's going to be a carry for a carry as they get the TP from Flandre down here to try to push the wave, get some presence.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think for JDG there, for Honkyu, that's actually quite a decent trade for AL.
See how they set up around this one. So no shenaniganery around the Baron. It's going to be Xiaoxu setting up an unstoppable onslaught down the bowling alley here. We'll see if AL set up like pins or not. As we get into this fight setup, JDG are going to look to start this Dragon. Flandre has found another flank on the opposite side of Xiaoxu on the southern part of the fight. Tarzan waiting in the wings. Grand Starfall activated. AL say it is time. Tempered Fate goes in onto one. They're going to try to get this flank set up here. They're waiting for the bullet time. The bullet time finally comes out, and that's going to be Gala. We're making mincemeat of this front line so far. AL starting to lose some bodies, but a double knockup from Flandre. That's going to be huge. Tarzan finds the kill in the end. He's getting resets now with his Q, and he's going to find another one. AL have stuck their teeth. They are going to sink into JDG, and Xiaoxu, while he looks unkillable, will fall like the rest of them. A beautifully played dominated fight from Tarzan and AL as they take control of the game.
And this is what I love so much about the LPL. That was probably the most LPL thing we've seen all game. Does anybody have any idea what's going on there? I mean, you can have some sort of a semblance of a clue, but those fights are just so chaotic.
And it's really nice to see this team kind of sticking together and now showing a lot more like themselves here in these later weeks of the regular season. Here comes that catch potential. Junja was thinking about it. Tarzan is right around the corner, though, and this is where some of that kind of chess game is going to continue to be. If the Paranoia goes down, Grand Starfall is sure to follow. If the Grand Starfall goes down, Paranoia is sure to follow. Now we just see the Paranoia used straight onto that target, right onto Tarzan. He's going to get lower and lower, but he still has the GA. They're going to buy a lot of time here. Shanks is starting to pump. There's going to be the bullet time right into the choke point, but Shanks goes straight for the background play. The Temper Fate comes through. It's going to buy a little bit of time. Hope over the wall. Misses the Chains of Corruption, but it's going to go for Honku. Can't get the kill into Honku, but now Flandra has joined. It's just like a wrestling match off the top rope, left and right and center. AL are continuing to batter JDG.
Yeah, this fight is just all over the place. It's hard to even know what to look at, but AL does get the last laugh, and it's so out of nowhere, but it looked like JDG had this game by far and away, and suddenly it looks like it's in AL's grasp. I think that last fight was just so impactful, getting that ace for AL there.
Plus, for Anyone's Legend, a team that when they are in the lead, they know how to finish.
Oh, absolutely. Once you give AL this kind of a map state, a game state, they're almost always going to seal this deal. And I really think back to that third Drake where they did trade their lives to get it. You could just get snapped on at any time.
Exactly, and that's why these teams grab these kinds of comps. Again, that has been a hallmark, looking like a different beast at this point, and now about 40 seconds for that next dragon. And at this point, it's sole point for anybody.
Oh, here we go.
Paranoia going to be used. He dodges out a decent amount of the damage. That's going to be the cleanse used as well. Gets away from the entire combo, even the bullet time. And after that, that is all your resources. That is everything that you had for JDG. And Gala just gets hit by the piercing arrow of hope. Going to get chased down by the void rush of Flandra. And it is all falling apart for JDG. A double kill for Tarzan. And that's going to be straight up the gut, straight up the middle for Anyone's Legend.
Yeah, it feels like you are just going to slowly bleed out of this game. You may as well look for something. There comes the ace. That's all of JDG falling to the wayside after that attempt. I thought it was overall a pretty valid attempt. You're running out of good attempts, but unfortunately everybody just is barely able to escape there. And AL, after the brutal start to the game, they find a beautiful way.
And it's a hard team comp to go into. I mean, you're going to get poked down like crazy. You got to really be resourceful with that egg cooldown as well.
Yeah, this is the type of champion where you can't really be first time in this in ranked, and especially not in the LPL. Yeah, last game, it looks like Tarzan and Kyle did get the last laugh, but Honku and Junja were absolutely putting up some shots and numbers of their own. Alistar.
Hope in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to flash away from the turret. He's getting decent damage down now, though. He's trying to get some damage onto Vampire. Gala's doing a decent chunk right now. He's looking for one more Q. He has the mana for it. The barrier is going to be popped by a Hope. He's going to stop him. Kyle stopped the head, but Pulverize coming through. Junja finds a gank onto Flandra, though, and gets JDG on the board. Okay, he's not going to go for it. Got baited by the observers.
Ooh, he might go for this, though. This is a lot more interesting.
Flandra doesn't have Meganar even close. He's going to get hit by the Shockwave, or at least Shock Blast, and now he's going to early flash away, try to get some distance, try to use the hop to get back over to his turret, but he will get CC'd as soon as he gets into range. He misses the double jump, and he'll go down. That'll be a big kill. Vampire also fell on the other side of the map. And able to get a little bit of damage back down. He wants it so bad as Tarzan's being surrounded by JDG. They're trying to make a preemptive play on this Scuttle Crab. That will be Tarzan going in with the Unstoppable Force. Flandra right behind with the Boomerang to get a little bit of a slowdown. Tarzan doing massive chunk of damage onto Junja while he has that level advantage. But it's starting to get a little bit worse for JDG as they need to try to get out. That's going to be another kill going to AL. Shanks is going to get that one. They're going to try to kill Junja here as well. Flandra takes him down. And Kyle is here over the top to get a double kill going for Shanks. Shanks has been playing with less than 200 health like this entire fight, and he's still alive. When he got him, oh my god. PM for days from anyone's legend, as now Shank's getting surrounded by JDG. They're going to try another crack at the egg. The egg will be popped here. He'll buy a little bit of time, but nobody's really coming for him, so he will just be scrambled by JDG.
Yeah, Tarzan stops to take a laugh, but Shanks doesn't nearly have that luxury. He's been getting just pressured all game, it feels like. I don't think they can kill Gnar before Mega, but they're going to try.
About to have it. They have a lot of lockdown here. They're going to hit the headbutt pole first. They lock him down before he even gets it. Beautiful damage combination from JDG.
Yeah, suddenly JDG fights back. It looked like AL had a really good look with Tarzan getting to laugh right after, but I think JDG might have some opportunities to take some emotes now too.
On that mid lane setup to get to those tier 3 boots, but right now it would only be Honkyu that gets his upgraded. We are set up now around this fight, and Vampire might be caught out a little bit. He's going to be taking a brunt of damage here, about half health as he pops that Unbreakable Will. That's going to be the Mega Inferno Bomb used. Kyle trying to get away from the rest of the fight. Vampire going low, going down. Big setup, but the quickness not fast enough. They do get the double kill coming for Hope, who has been quiet this entire game, but all of a sudden pops off with the 3K in starting the game. All quests completed by AL during that fight, and now they continue the Dragon.
Yeah, and I think we might have more combat here. I mean, Gala and Honkyu do not want to give this one up. Tarzan's HP is increasing rapidly.
Is gliding right now. Honkyu going to have to go over the wall. Now they get the Gatling gun straight into Gala's face. Gala going to flash over as well. Hope can't fall with the rocket barrage.
But the Dragon...
The Dragon continues as they are going to reset its aggro. Flandre is stuck in the pit here. Kyle coming over. I don't think this is a fight that AL want. They back away, rightfully so, and JDG will get a second Dragon.
This is really good for JDG. You would think that after AL wins that fight that they're going to get the Dragon and have a really favorable outcome, but typically the objectives matter so much more than the kills. You know, yeah, Kyle with the cheeky attempt there. Really hold a candle to this tower, and it looks like JDG is well aware of that. They're going to have the satchel as well.
They do love to get that first turret, and they will focus that in the bot lane. Should be able to do that, as you said, with the satchel. Just little side point here, and I don't know if it's going to matter if we do scale into infinity, but Shanks has 4 stacks on Rod of Ages already before Honkyu had even completed his. He's pretty tanky with that Sunfire first. And he's not the AP Malphite that he might be able to burn down, as Inferno Bomb used only onto Flandre. He'll be still stacking up. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of pressure in mid lane while Hope takes the turret, and that's going to be some good standing gold ahead of the fight for AL, and a lack of defensive pressure from JDG. They still don't have Flandre. He backed and has come back. I didn't really buy much either, but did have his health bar kind of gone. They're going to get a catch out here right on the Vampire, but he's unbreakable. You got to remember. And there comes Tarzan after he dodges, and Tarzan going to find that entrance to the backline. That combo of Kyle, Tarzan, the glue. Well, it's sticking together right now, and JDG can do nothing of it. A double kill for the Malphite, and Xiaosu comes in a little bit late, now being bombarded by the rest of AL. Xiaosu goes for a play onto the backline, but Shanks has egg. He's going to get one at least. He's still cooking. He's still going. He's still got Gala, but Gala has no mana, and Xiaosu will finally fall. Godzilla is down, and Tarzan raises his standard for AL.
Yeah, and that's, again, Junja getting hit by the unstoppable force with flash available. Mizza, you have to flash those Malphite ults as hard as it is. Rise ulting for Vision is Honkyu. This one is most certainly gone, but maybe they can kind of mess with them here, get their tempo, maybe find a play on the back side of this. Maybe
magic resist, and he is just a tank that can kill people. And now we're going to see a 50-50 around the Baron. Junja trying to get over to the pit, but the Baron's already gone. Flandre trying to get Mega Gnar, but he's still locked down. Xiaosu trying to find the entrance, trying to go for the big spin to win combo, but it's a lot of damage.
They're so low.
They found Xiaosu. They're going to find Vampire, though everybody's bars are ticking red. Gala waiting in the wings. Shock Blast goes wide. JDG can't find it.
Barely does not connect, Mazel. Gosh, the Corky W being the reason why. You can only wonder, maybe a bit more patience. Holy, the live.
Jace is already down. Junja's gone, but a nice rebuttal from JDG coming up. Xiaosu seems to be the one that they really need to rely on as Realm Warp's coming through. Only Honkyu is going to join that one. Shank's trying to run away, but gets killed and will eventually fall here as his egg will be popped as well. And that is a wonderful, triumphant return to the game state for JDG. Looking at our duos, Tarzan and Kyle, they have the go buttons for anyone's legend. Junja and Xiaoshu will start up the dragon, but you know Xiaoshu is always looking for the back line. That's going to be a shock blast hitting onto Flandre. He's trying to get Meganar up now. Half health on the dragon. Tarzan wants to 50-50 it, but they don't have the resources. They could just let this one go, and I think that will be the decision by AL.
Yeah, that time you see Tarzan not quite willing to commit to Unstoppable Force. I think that would be the most flashable Unstoppable Force all game for Junja. He's had a lot of chances, but that time he's staring him right in the face, keeping his distance. The element of surprise isn't quite as present there.
It could be another flash play away from Tarzan's Unstoppable Force, but Junja will no longer have flash on the Jace.
First time he flashed Unstoppable Force, perhaps the most important time. The soul is coming up here.
Xiaoshu's looking for the angle. Flandre needs to get his Meganar, but he can't do it. Kyle is just taken out by Xiaoshu. The Croc is hungry, but now he's got to be a little bit careful. JDG going to recircle the ranks and recircle the wagons right around AL. That'll be another pick. 2 members down of AL, and that dragon should be JDG's.
Oh yeah, no smite left. Not even a spellbook Kyle to try stealing this. That's going to be Cloud Soul for JDG. And as I was mentioning, that soul is going to be extremely good this game. Just the stats it's giving you.
You don't have Tarzan. I don't know what else you can really do. Shanks will just get caught if he overextends Kyle. He's going to try to get in there, try to get a little bit of something. Vampire goes down, but the Baron has already fallen. Flandre can't even get Meganar, at least gets the Meganar ulti there. Was wondering if he was actually going to hit anybody. Now Xiaoshu activates and goes forward. They have so much movement speed, and Xiaoshu is doing so much damage. Once or twice, every now and then, Xiaoshu just single-handedly carries JDG.
Just such a beast in these fights. He's going to have Death Stance now as well. Mazal, I don't think he can even die. I think he can only die if he literally puts himself in the middle of the whole enemy team.
The enemy team is coming for somebody, but it's not Xiaoshu, it's Hongqiu. He goes down after taking the turret in mid lane. See what the response from JDG will be. Just looks
they're
like
gonna try
keep
corralling them.
Some of this. They're going to keep this train rolling. Tarzan doesn't have any entrance into the fight, and Kyle just gave his life. Did he expect Tarzan to come around the corner? Tarzan just said no, and now Tarzan is on the back end of this play while Hope also dies. AL have just given everything over to JDG, and they will take that and run with it. Speaking of, Flandre can't really run away as Xiaoshu finds a connection straight onto Shanks. He is untouched, unbothered, and just ripping and roaring through AL's backline over and over again. That's going to be game 2, and JDG show some life in this series.
Yeah, Xiaoshu takes about 12 tower shots there. His HP bar only going up somehow. And I mean, as Hope, you think that you've got plenty of distance between you and the Renekton and Alistar. But guess what? Renekton and Alistar both pop their ultimates, getting that Cloud Soul buff and just that immense amount of movement speed. They're able to get right on top of Hope and right on top of AL's Nexus.
And it was a firm, solid plan from JDG. Just go with scaling, stuff that's stable, and a heck of a carry as well from Xiaoshu in that top lane matchup. Kind of meticulous with the way he enters fights, with the way that he enters these big objectives. He could be the difference maker.
Trading flashes, no trading of kills just yet, but I say that.
Xiaoshu, he'll have a gank coming his way. He does still have the flash. He wants to try to go get Flandre. He's trying to bait him in. I don't know if Shanks can do enough, but if he sticks around, he will. There's the flash from Xiaoshu, playing with his food a little bit, but here comes Tarzan. He wants to use the pursuit to get in range, but Shanks, are they willing to die this? No way, AL. This is bold as Shanks takes a huge hit, but Tarzan connects with the Darkened Dagger, and that's going to mean that Shanks gets first blood for AL. Will be successful in that. Both summoner spells burn.
Yeah, both sums down, but you do get the Drake, and this is the point I was highlighting, is that this is going to be... Yeah, this could really help AL's prospects down here. Tarzan actually starting it up, Mazel.
He is already about 5,000 health on it. You got to remember, Nefiri does pretty good work against objectives. Meanwhile, Shanks trying to stop Hongqiu from backing. TP is available for him, so he could come into the fight. Junja just kicks it off, goes in, Crescent Guard utilizes. Kyle trying to lock people down. Dragon gets taken there by AL. Immediately, JDG turn tail and run, but I don't think you can run from the dogs as they're starting to howl. That's going to be Tarzan running away with that flash, and AL do get the dragon, and they escape.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It looks like JG is going to get away with this Rift Herald, but Hongqiu did shift all the way up after TPing bot lane. So this bot tower is going to get chunked extremely low.
You're going to charge that one straight in. Should be able to get this turret, and that should secure first turret. Yep, just in time. So that means JDG keep their first turret percentage at an all-time high.
Imagine the AL is well aware of that.
And this setup is all too important. It's not the sole point. It's not even soul. It's just second dragon for one of these two teams, but it feels like it's a confidence booster as Xiaoxiu will get engaged on with the rebuttal of Flandra. He goes in with the public execution. Now Xiaoxiu trying to get the counter-strike play. He does. He's going to get one more slap of the stick, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 for the top laners.
Keep being top, and Honky being a bit confused. Should I recall? Should I not? He eventually gets the recall off.
Ooh,
Still doesn't have the Leandries Mazel. He's pretty weak on this Swain. I've been kind of singing his graces about how I think the Honky Swain's going to carry this game.
Also, the initial engage from AL doesn't work. Do they just back off here because of it?
You can only wonder what their next move is here. Ambessa having no ult, but Lulu having no sums. Again, Shanks forcing Honky back because Honky does have a pretty greedy build, is just situating this top lane River Vision. But it's very interesting. Flandre TPing into the bot lane. We're going to have something.
Okay, AL decide they want to fight. They want to try to get that upper hand. Flandre getting closer and closer with the engage. Gala needs to be careful. He got locked down in the Pop Blossom, but here comes the heroic entrance as well. They do get Flandre on the back line, but they don't have enough damage. Honky finally, for the first time, pops his Demonic Ascension, and they are untouched. This glob of JDG will be untouched, and Honky continues to heal. Can they turn it back around, though? The taunt's coming through. Xiaoxiu finds backline access, finds one kill. They go for more as JDG are hunting down the members of AL. Flandre can't get in, and Tarzan forced to flash away.
Yeah, JDG does secure the Drake there, but a super messy fight. That's kind of exactly what I had in mind. Pretty much nobody has flash now. Actually, every single flash did get burned down there. How frustrating it can be when the Jax goes Counter-Strike into Stasis, into Counter-Strike. That's like 7.5 seconds of invulnerability. So we're going to see once Xiaoxiu gets that, I would imagine these fights become extremely difficult for AL because the clones can apply that into the backline. But at this particular stage, Vampire is much stronger than Kaya.
Junja just going straight into the fight. He does still have the Crescent Guard, so can buy all that time, all that space. Tarzan, he has a big advantage individually over Junja, but he has to make it matter in these fights. He's going to unleash straight onto Honky, but Honky's going to pop the Demonic Ascension. He went straight after the tanky target, and now AL, they're getting bottled up. A 3-man coming through from Kyle. Is it enough? They got Gala. They got Gala. They took him down. Honky's getting low, and JDG, they've faltered just a moment. Xiaoxiu taking on a 1v4 goes gold, and that pop is huge, but it does matter. AL take 2 and the end and take a huge fight.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how Gala goes down there. He fully dies with Killer Instinct available. He must have gotten snapped onto by some kind of CC, and that's going to be extremely costly. I was extremely curious why Tarzan is ulting on a Honky like that, but apparently it's a pretty good look. And
3,000 gold lead going to continue ballooning as AL take another dragon.
Yeah, thankfully it's only the 3rd Drake, so it's not going to be any, all she wrote just yet.
Protecting the storm that has been JDG, this kind of big boy comp that they've had, these bodies they're willing to throw, but AL now have the tools to make surgical incisions, and it just feels like Gala is that target. If they can take down the big damage behind all of that tankiness,
JDG can probably defend this pretty well, and even if AL does get this tower, it's not the end of the world. Xiaoxiu,
he doesn't have a counter-strike anymore, but they take the counter-engage here. Junja goes in. Nice little Pop Blossom onto him, and he no longer will have the Crescent Guard. Is it going to be enough? Flandre has arrived. Flandre is ripping through them as this Ambessa. Honky still going with the Demonic Ascension, but he's out of gas at least. Gala finally finds the backline, but he's all by himself now, and Tarzan with the dogs behind him will take him down. Honky was still kicking, but not much longer. Potentially
he's
honkying that one. He is fine, but he will lose the Demonic Ascension. Dark Dagger does connect. Tarzan gets blasted by the laser beams. Call him Palpatine as AL move to mid lane.
What did Honky just do, man? I thought this fight was cooked. Having no flash, but Gala having the cleanse. Gala can cook here. We can maybe finally get a Gala moment.
Jinja trying to go for the play onto Hope. He won't get him in the end. It's going to be a really nice spell shield there. On the Hunt has been popped, though.
Yeah, no on the Hunt, no flash for Junja. Decent trade for both teams. It's just a matter of Honky and Gala, if you ask me.
They're going to try to move in here. Gala is going to go for a fight on the Flandre. He does have the Guardian Angel now as well. Big chunk of damage. Xiaoshu finally finding his entrance. Pop Blossom to try to deny the rest of JDG, but it's used too early. The taunt's coming down. Do they have the pick? There goes Flandre on the backline, but Gala trades places with him and instantly gets crunched. That's going to be the turnaround play from AL, maybe. Honkyu's still kicking here. Flandre is going to get his GA pop, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't. He's still alive. They're still going. No GAs are down, and JDG is wiped.
Are they?
God,
are they?
He's buying so much time, but he's going to die.
They are. And they can possibly end here. I don't know how quick the respawns are. It looks like they're going to have it. I thought that that fight was going to be a lot closer once I saw Hope go down, but Gala going down as well. Seems that the 4v4 does eventually favor AL after all.
No way.
I suppose they end here.
The redemption here, fools. The redemption. JDG took it whole-handedly in that first series, 2-1, but AL are the ones to persevere. AL are the ones to come out back on top, and AL are the first team to lock top 4 in LPL Winter Split.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.